So I did my project on oppression through racism, and the focus I did it on was in schools. So my poster says, are our schools really equal? Pretty much in my essay and research paper, I was kind of focusing on the details about how people back up how our schools aren't equal and how we do need to make changes. So one of the key points I made throughout my research paper and why I was inspired to do this was because I watched a video on these moms in New York City from the Upper West Side of Manhattan, which is a really rich, majority white place to live, and their principal and superintendent wanted to start mixing kids from different boroughs with a very low passing grade for the math and English standardized testing to go into those schools so they can get extra help and also get a chance to get what they need, unlike just the kids who have the privilege of doing so. So one of the ladies, though, the mom, she was arguing, saying that it wasn't fair that her 11-year-old kid couldn't go to a school that he deserves to go to because he works so hard. And it just opened my eyes because he's only 11 and his privilege got him there. His parents got him there. He wasn't the one who got him there. So I drew her, that's my drawing, and right here I wrote what she said in the quote. You're talking about an 11-year-old, you worked your butt off and you didn't get that, what you needed or wanted. You're telling them that your school you're telling them that your school you're going to go to a school that's not going to educate you the same way you've been educated. Life sucks. And it kind of opened my eyes because it's okay, she's saying this about her son, which obviously she's biased because it's her son and she doesn't want, him to have to go to a school that's not as pristine as the one she's at. But at the same time, it's kids who aren't passing the test and aren't getting the material that they deserve are in the same exact boat. So I decided to do more research, and I found a statistic that says only 8% of kids growing up in low-income communities graduate college by the age of 24, which really surprised me because that means a very, very small amount. And I don't know, to me it's just shocking and kind of bothersome because it's just a very tiny amount of people who are actually being able to go to school. And the reason why we're in where we are with our system, where it's constant white privilege people are in charge, is because we can't get out of the system. The people who can't get educated because they're low income and they don't have the privilege as others, it's just annoying to really think about. And so then a counter statistic I had was, of those who grow up in high income communities, 80% graduate college by the same age. So even beforehand, when only 8% would graduate, it would be by the age of 24, which means 2 years prior. And then if you have the privilege and you're in these high income communities, then 80% you can graduate in the 4 years, or how many years to do whatever you want to do. And then for the achievement gap, I got exists among low income students. So it just shows how it says for Black, Hispanic, White, Asian, and it shows where they are as, so from 3rd, 8th, 11th grade for major testing times. And it shows how all the Black students are always so low, and then all the white students, Asian students are much higher than the Black and Hispanic. And it's the same every year. it's not like it's changing or one spikes up, it's always there behind. A quote I found was, black boys are almost 3 times as likely to be suspended than white boys, and black girls are 4 times as likely to be suspended than white girls. I found this quote very interesting because that's also something I put into my essay, because it's, I think, very crucial for when we become teachers and we start to, you know, discipline our kids if they get in trouble, and we have to, you know, discipline them and give them, you know, penalize them, but it's about how we do it and what it's for. Like I shouldn't penalize a black student worse than I would penalize a white student. And I feel like that's where we're coming off wrong, and I feel like a lot of black students and Hispanic students and the minorities don't get a chance to actually say and speak up for themselves and be like, that's not fair, because if a white student did that, would they get the same exact penalty? And then my last quote was, more than 50 years after the U.S. Supreme Court's unanimous decision in Brown v. Board of Education, the nation's public school system has yet to fulfill the promise of equal educational opportunity for all. So that's still just very surprising to me, because it's still 50 years later, and even though it's not like black students this school, white students this school, it's now we're in one school, but we're treated differently and we're looked at differently, and we still have different, we still don't get to reach the same level, because none of us all get this equal chances. So that's pretty much what was on my poster, and my project reflects a lot back to that. Thank you for watching. And I'm Debbie Lavoie.